What is up, YouTube? It's been fucking a long time. Anyways, I think this prompts a video for those that are wanting to know. This is a Sega Saturn Japanese version, but this SAROO is what it's called, is a flash drive for the Sega Saturn, and it came out maybe a couple years ago, a little bit after the ODEs and all that disc laser replacement came out for solid state. But this one is actually one that goes in your cartridge slot and it runs off SD card. It is pretty much 95% compatible with all the Sega Saturn games, and you can still utilize your disc tray, which is really cool. Also, this thing is really cheap right now, so I would suggest if you're a Sega Saturn fan and you don't want to like ruin your games or whatever, this is definitely something I would invest in. I got mine off of eBay, but they have them on Temu and TikTok Shop and all that other new age dark web shit. But anyways, you can get it off eBay pretty easily. Pretty easy setup too. There's actually a source code on the GitHub, and all you have to do is Google SAROO setup and it'll set you on your way. But one I wanted to show you is just, it's pretty slick. Obviously, I had a few Sega Saturn games back in the day, but then I sold them because everybody knows collecting for the Sega Saturn is just really fucking expensive. And this is playing on my little CRT I have in the office. Loads up pretty quick. You gotta borrow your games from the internet. But, menu is pretty basic. You can load your CD player, or you can load up your discs, and you can also, you know, do a bunch of other stuff. But what I want to do is select game. These are the games that I borrowed from the internet and have actual copies of. So I went ahead and just downloaded a few for sample. And these accept bin and Q files for the moment. You can't directly have an ISO. For whatever reason. A lot of those are like that because, you know, file separation, blah, 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 blah. And that's how PlayStation 1 works, and I believe Dreamcast, but I think Dreamcast is a GDI. But if you're getting lost in the weeds with what I'm saying, sorry, but for those that are in the know, cool. So loading times take a little bit. If you want to get really nitpicky, it takes like maybe a couple seconds for it to catch up. Because I noticed when I was trying to push start on a few things, it wouldn't load right away. But look at the fast loading time on Battle Garaga. So yeah, pretty sick. Not as sick as this TV though. So cool. That's just one thing I wanted to mention. Check it out. Dude approves for sure, because you know how collecting is, and shit's just getting out of hand. And I've steadily, even more so, been moving to these newer options of flash drives, and I've even got a couple for my PSP recently. And then there's this guy here, which is the MIG Flash Dumper. That's for the Nintendo Switch. I went ahead and got a Nintendo Switch and modified it, but maybe I'll show a separate video for that. Right now, you can download Switch games, but I'd say give it a few years because it's not as plentiful or bountiful because they're still trying to work out the pirating community with this. But cool. Anyways, Mr. Dude 206, thanks for watching. Hope everyone is all good. And yeah, deuces. Leave a comment, and also, what's the last shooter you played? Peace.